Okay, this short video is to teach you about the pivotal passage expectations. So from this video, you're going to learn what I expect in your analysis and show me that you've understood that by finding and analyzing just two literary elements in a passage of text from the first 4 chapters. This is the only time you are choosing what you think is a pivotal passage. From now on, after this, I will be choosing the passages, okay? There's lots of little directions, so I'm asking you to pay attention so you know what to do. So just go through these next few slides carefully. And before you start, make sure you have these things available to you. There are 2 different ways to access the literary elements. There is a PowerPoint online, and there is a list of those literary elements on paper that I will give you. You should have a blank copy of the analysis sheet. You have a version of it in your packet, but if you want me to give you feedback, you need to do the paper copy and give that to me by the deadline so I can give you feedback. I'm not going to take your packets apart, and I'm not going to be looking inside your packets until you turn them in. You will need your packet to kind of see the directions. You will need your book. And this practice, you may do with a partner if you want to. You don't have to, but that is an option for you. So this is an example only, okay? You're going to find that one passage from any page of text in chapters 1 through 4. So you're going to kind of define what that passage is that you found to be important and that you found 2 literary elements in it. And then this is kind of the brainstorming that you will fill in. So as you look at this, you have 3 columns. You have the quote of what is the text. You have the how, like what is that literary element? How is the author doing that? How are they showing that? And then what are they showing? What's so important about it? How does this literary element add to the significance of the passage? So you have some examples of text here from page 44 in your book. It is showing imagery, personification, with some even a breakdown beyond that into some more symbolism, simile tone. And then over here, the really important and the hardest column and the highest level thinking is what you think of why Achebe chose to do that, okay? That's the format, and that is the brainstorming that will eventually generate a paragraph. You're not writing that paragraph right now, you're just doing this brainstorming. So tell me where you found that chapter passage, chapters 1, 2, 3, or 4. Okay, I'm telling you now for this only, reminding you, you can pick a passage from any page of text. So you're not picking around all over the place, you're finding one passage that has 2 elements at least in it. It might have more, but you're trying to find one where you think there are 2 elements. Okay, so here is, this column then is the quotes from the paragraph. Here are the 2 literary elements with an explanation. Don't just say irony. It's ironic because this, or here's a metaphor. This is a metaphor comparing this to this. And then this last column is the toughest one, but it's your best understanding of why each of those literary elements were used. Why did Achebe pick that? What is he trying to show us, tell us, teach us? This is a should-do activity, and it's practice for the required mid-unit summative and the final. For this practice, you're just completing the chart of the literary elements. Kind of at a minimum, it's brainstorming. That's all you're doing. Eventually, for the mid-unit summative and for the final summative, you will, on your own, be given 2 passages that I'm telling you are significant, and you can prepare that chart as a brainstorming, and then you're going to turn that into a paragraph response, analyzing that element. If you want to see what that eventual paragraph will look like for those bigger summatives for the mid-unit and final, you have an example here, and there also is a rubric how that's graded. So hopefully that helps give you some idea of what to do for this practice to get you ready, and I highly encourage you to do that and get some feedback from me so you're in a good place for the mid-unit and the final summative.